Next Stitches Creates, and this is my Flosstube about cross stitch and the project bags I make. If you're a first-time visitor, welcome. I hope you stay and you enjoy what you see and that you'll come back. If you do, if you'd hit like, if you'd subscribe, that would be great. For those of you that are coming back, thank you for coming back. Thank you for subscribing. We have a lot of fun here, I hope. So it's been 2 weeks since my last video. We've had 4th of July. My husband and I celebrated our wedding anniversary. We've been together for 33 years, though we've actually been together longer than that. He and I went together in high school for a bit, but that's a whole nother story that he doesn't like me to tell. Anyway, also our community, cross-stitch community, had a very sad loss this last week. Barb Allen of Blackbird Designs passed away. Cancer. It's an ugly, ugly, terrible disease. I lost my dad, my brother to pancreatic cancer. It's my sympathies to Barb's family and to Alma. It's a real loss for the cross-stitch world. On a happier note, Megan from Georgia Girl Stitching got married to her longtime boyfriend David, and congratulations to them. I wish them many years of happiness and lots of adventures together. I hope you have as much happiness or more as my husband and I have had. So that's, I think, all the little updates. I have this week, I have an FO, I've got some whips, I've got some haul, I've got news about the charity bag, so let's dive in. First of all, Caterpillar Cross Stitch Made to Create Sal. I am finished. Ta-da! Here it is. I decided, Sally of Caterpillar Cross Stitch had said that there was like a pink ruffle on this as to look like a scrapbook page, but I liked it because of the photo corners. I liked it plain, reminded me more of a photograph rather than a scrapbook page. So that is my finish. Now I have not quite decided how to FFO it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get a frame or get have Barb at Keepsakes do it as a flat finish. I have not decided yet, but I will decide in the next couple of days because I'll be taking it over to Keepsakes to bring it to Barb. So that was all the called for DMC, and it's on Bestitch Me Peanut. So that was my FO. I started a Sal with Luminous Fiber Arts. Misty Purcell is doing a mystery Christmas Sal, and it's called the Jingle Jolly Joy Sal. And I finished, got cat fur on it, I'm just scraping that off. I finished part 2. Part 1 was the frames. There's 3 frames, they go vertically, and I just did it as I was stitching, and that's what I'm gonna do. So that's Jingle of the Jingle Jolly Joy. Jolly came out on Saturday. I haven't had a chance to start it yet, and Jolly is of course Santa, and he's very, very cute. So I will start him over this week, and hopefully by the time we meet again, he will be all done, and I'll be on to part 4. So it's the Jingle Jolly Joy Sal with Luminous Fiber Arts. Another Sal that I was working on is between me, Liz, the Wandering Stitcher on Instagram, and Colleen, Rebel Stitcher Designs, also Moon Pie Fry on Instagram. We had started the Susan B. sampler from Stonestreet Stitchworks. We had started that January 1st. And sadly, I'm the only one still working on it. Liz finished hers a while back, and Colleen just finished hers yesterday. And I still have these two motifs to do, and then I'm not putting in this bottom border. I may repeat this top border at the bottom. Colleen had tried charting Susan B. Anthony's signature because it's her quote and her name's not on there. So we all kind of felt that her name should be on there somehow. So I'm going to see if on my 28 count I have better luck doing her signature. So we'll see how that goes over the next 2 weeks. But this is where I was before, and this is where I am now. So I finished all of the quote. Think your best thoughts, speak your best words, work your best deed. Sorry, work your best works. I want it to be deeds. I don't know why. I guess because that way you don't have work twice, but you know, that's the way Susan B. said it, so that's the way I will do it. So I've almost got, I debated too about not even doing the motifs over here, about just doing her name and then repeating the border again and having it just the quote. I don't know. We'll see. I guess I'm just kind of mad at myself that everybody else is finished but me. But so we call that the best thoughts, best friends, Sal. And of course, if you're working on that and you want to tag us, that would be great. You're welcome to join. For Christmas in July stitching, other than my Jingle Jolly Joy Sal, I was working Saturday at Keepsakes. I spent the day there stitching, and I was working on Teresa Kogut's Hope for the World. I love this. I started this Christmas Day 2020, and I was working on it while I was waiting for Teresa Kogut to come. She came to Keepsakes to pick up her trunk show that she had loaned Barbara for StitchCon, and here's a picture of us together. She is a wonderful, wonderful lady. She is just as nice in person as she is on her videos. She stayed and talked to us for a while, even after, you know, people had kind of stopped by and left. There were even a couple of ladies from West Virginia that drove 3.5 hours just to stop at Keepsakes and see Teresa Kogut, which was really cool. But here is my start on Hope for the World. I've got about half the borders, it's about halfway done, so it's about this wide, and I'm doing it on Bestitch Me Gold Rush with all the called for flosses that Teresa called for. So it's a start. This one is a 32 count. Usually I do 28, and I almost think I should have done one strand because I like coverage. I like it to be covered, but it almost seems like it might be a little tight. I don't know. It might be because I was using my other magnifier on Saturday and I was having a little tough time with it. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to take that out and start over again. That's just not my MO. So that started, and we'll see how far that goes. I don't know how far. I doubt it'll be done this year. And then finally, my Whipco piece and 25/7 piece. I have worked on this 6 days of the first 12. So I haven't had a chance to work on it today. I've been sewing today. So this is my son-in-law's Christmas stocking. It's a kit, and I'll put where I was last time. And this is what I've done so far. I added all the blue here. I added blue and the green. I filled in more here on the deer and some here on the deer. This hindquarter section is very, very confetti. And I think it was Megan that was talking on her Flosstube that the dimension kit pattern is very difficult to read. And it is. It is very difficult to read. They do it in green and black. And I scanned it into my iPad. I made it a PDF and I scanned it in so that I could blow it up. But when you're blowing up something that's already a light color, it's still very difficult to read. So between the iPad and being able to mark off what I'm working on at a time and putting the pattern itself under my magnifier, I'm making progress. It's slow, but I'm making it. I don't know. We'll see if I get there this year. I'm really hoping so, because I really want it to go away. So that's all the whips that I worked on this week. I did not start. My other whip go for this month was a new start. I have not started it yet because I want to compare floss and fabric for that one with the new Hands-On Design Kitchen Counter Series, because I want it all to match for my kitchen. So there's that. So that's all my whips. Haul. I have some Stitchy Kindness. I have two things, Stitchy Kindness. First is Carol, who did the scissor fobs for the charity bag, who just donated them. She contacted Colleen and said, you know, I would like to add to this. She liked what we were doing, and sorry, that's my son texting me. I put it on airplane mode, but obviously that didn't help. Anyway, so she sent us enough for the bags plus 2 extras, and then she sent me and Colleen each a special one. Colleen's was Bigfoot and mine was Snoopy, and she's got the little letters and she spelled out Snoopy, and she's got the paw prints, and that Snoopy charm. Isn't that awesome? I only have one more pair of scissors that are extra. I might buy a new pair of scissors for this one because this one's kind of special, but I love them. Thank you so much. So that was Stitchy Kindness. And also, I was at Keepsakes stitching 2 Saturdays ago, and Steph was there. It was her Saturday to work, and it was pretty slow and quiet, and she was working on rekitting some stuff. She had some fabric that she decided she didn't like for certain kits, and I was looking, she was sitting next to me, and I was looking, and I was like, ooh, that's a really pretty color. I like that. And she said, oh, it's water lily. I said, oh, well, that's why I like it, because that's the color that Tiny Modernist called for the Every Season sale that I did last year and finished up. And she's like, well, here, you want it? I'm like, what? She's like, it's 20 ain't count. I'm not going to use it. You know, Steph, she likes 36 and 40 and now higher. So she passed on her 28 count water lily to me. So I have a nice piece of it, and I am going to find something really nice to do on that. Let me check my phone. No, it is in airplane mode. I don't know why I'm getting texts. Anyway, so that was 2 Stitchy Kindness. Haul. I got my Jody Fabric of the Month from Steel City Stitchers. So I've got this yellow, and that is the color it is. Isn't that great? Not sure what I'm going to put on that. It's a nice yellow. It's not like a overpowering lemony yellow. It's just a nice yellow. I don't do a lot of Halloween, but I might have to find something to put on that. And then this really pretty pink. That's about, it's not quite as fuchsia. It's a little bit lighter than that. Let me see if I change my light here. Yeah, that's probably more the color. So really pretty pink, and I have an idea of what I'm going to put on that. I'm actually going to put a Christmas ornament, but I'm not going to share with you until it's done. So that was my fabric of the month from Jody. And I also got, you may have seen on Instagram, Ymir, who is Almond M&M's. She had dyed some flesh tone, no, dropped one escaped, floss. Look how tiny she wrapped it up. I'm going to put on my glasses because there is no way I can barely see it with my glasses. But she, rather than naming them, she numbered them. Well, I guess she named them too, because she put Y, or what the year was for. So this one is 1866. Let's see. I'll focus. And it's the Civil Rights Act. And then this one is 1859. Last known slave ship to arrive in the United States. Piece of wet paper, maybe that'll help show it up better. And let's see, this is 1900. Black National Anthem was created, which I'm going to have to do a history check on that, on what the anthem is. 1873, first open heart surgery. Is that 18? I'm pretty sure that says 18. Is that right, Ymir? First open heart surgery was performed by a black doctor. That's that color. 1965, Bloody Sunday for Voting Rights Act. And then the last one, 2021, we are here today talking about inclusivity representation. So, all of us together. I like it. And I wanted to get those. I got those because I want to get back. I did not get back to my Juneteenth start from last year, which was, oh goodness. Who is the designer? I will look it up and I will put it here. And I'll put a picture of it. But it's two women together. Very patriotic dresses. One is a white woman, one is a black woman. So me and my friend Candy, the 614 Stitcher. So I wanted to get that before I got to, I haven't done the flesh tones yet. So I'll put my glasses back off because of the ring light. So that was all my haul. Not much this time. I bought a couple of flosses at keepsakes, but it wasn't anything exciting. So there's that. So, the charity bag that I did with Colleen Rebel Stitcher for Glisten, Glsen, we finished that up over the last 2 weeks. It was a resounding success. Sold all 21 bags, sold the 2 extra scissor fobs. This morning I put together my spreadsheet going through, because I did all the invoicing, so that's why Colleen didn't, because Colleen's in the midst of a move and she didn't need to be doing that too. So I have my spreadsheet and put together, you know, I only took out the cost of my supplies. I did not take out for my time sewing. Colleen did the same thing. She just charged for her supply and not for her time putting the needle minders together. And so then postage and PayPal takes their bit, sad to say. But even after all that, we had the 2 extra scissor fobs that we sold. Plus, I had one customer who messaged me back and said, I want to donate extra, which was really sweet. So, all that being said, we raised a whopping $370 for Glisten. If you want to check them out, it's glsen.org. They are a national organization, but there are also local chapters. I did find when I was on the site, we just sent the donation to the national site, and we'll let them distribute it as they see, you know, the need for. But there is a local here in Cincinnati, and they are not paid at our Cincinnati branch. They are all volunteers. So if that interests you, check into your local Glisten. Find out if there's some way you can help. As a retired educator, I do plan to check into and see what I can do. But we got a thank you note, and it says, thank you for your generous contribution in honor of the Counted Cross-Stitch community and Colleen Matthews Fry. As we face the unprecedented public health crisis caused by COVID-19, our students need Glisten more than ever. With the stakes high in the landscape of education, unlike ever before, we are responding to the shifting needs of our youth and educators by drawing on the expertise we have developed over the past 30 years. Importantly, with your support, there is hope. Resilient LGBTQ students, dedicated educators, and the entire Glisten community have responded powerfully at sustaining vital connections online. We are working with districts to make virtual learning as safe and accessible as possible while lifting up LGBTQ student advocates at the core of our work. As this challenging school year progresses, we remain committed to achieving our mutual goal of a world where every child is treated with respect in a safe and affirming school environment. Thank you for being part of the Glisten family, and it's signed Melanie Willingham Jagers, Interim Executive Director. So, pretty cool. So thank you. Thank you to everyone who bought. Thank you for everyone who donated. Thank you for those that wanted to buy and happened to miss the opportunity. It's possible we'll do this again next year. I don't know. We'll see with Colleen being long distance. I don't know how things will work. So thank you. Thank you so much for your support. And I think that's about it for tonight. I've been sewing today. I've been sewing project bags for the local quilt store Stitches. That's in Glendale, Ohio. They have some quilt shows coming up and want bags to sell there, so I've been working on those. And tomorrow I will shift gears and be doing some Christmas in July bags. So either tomorrow or Wednesday the 14th, those will start going up for sale. Probably a different one every day for a few days. And then I've got some other fabrics that I've gotten. I had requests for some African type patterns, and I'm still working on those. You know, it's difficult to get authentic type patterns, and I've got to order them. I did get some other unusual that are not African. I got some ones that are Australian and New Zealand, Aborigine and Maori type fabrics. That'll be interesting. So be watching for those. And then in August, RBG is coming back. So if you're on the wait list, be looking for an email from me. I will send you an email about the black bags with the white quote inside. And then I have a whole different Ruth Bader Ginsburg pattern that'll be coming out in August. So I may, let's see, next time I film will be the 26th, so I probably will give you a sneak peek of what those bags look like. And of course, in, let's see, the end of this week, oh my goodness, I will be sending out emails for those people that have already, that purchased March or June bags and might be interested in purchasing a September bag. I still haven't come up with a really good mysterious clue for you. I'll be working on that too. So then August 1st, it will open up, September bags will open up for everybody else. So, gonna be stitching, stitching, stitching. That's my plans. Continue working on Santa. Continue working on Susan B. Working on Jingle Jolly Joy. Oh, the next part of Little Women came out. That came out, and I have it on my Q-Snap, but I haven't started that part yet. So that'll be starting this week as well. That's a focus too, to get that part done before the next part comes out, which I think is this weekend. So that's all for now. I want to leave you with an Audrey Hepburn quote. Audrey Hepburn said, "I love people who make me laugh. I honestly think it's the thing I like most, to laugh. It cures a multitude of ills. It's probably the most important thing in a person." So on that note, that's it for today. I hope you get in lots of stitching. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.